Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news in the world of NFL trade rumors and blockbuster moves. One name is heating up the discussions more than ever: Penei Sewell. Yes, the Lions' star offensive tackle could be on the move, and the Washington Commanders, always hungry for bolstering their offensive line, are reportedly in the mix. The buzz around Detroit is intense right now, with whispers suggesting that the Lions, who finished 10-7 last season, might consider trading Sewell for high draft picks, potentially 2 first-rounders, as part of a major rebuild plan. The reason? Well, Detroit's offensive line, while talented, is aging, and Jared Goff has been sacked 15 times in the recent past, which shows some vulnerability up front. Their run game, averaging just 112 yards per game, also hints at needing an overhaul to compete with NFC North rivals like the Packers, especially if protection issues persist. Now, for Washington, this could be a game-changer. Sewell, the massive, dominant tackle, has been nothing short of exceptional when healthy. He's 92. One grade on PFF for 2025 has allowed only 2 sacks and boasts an 85% pass block win rate. Basically, the kind of player who can anchor your offensive line for years. His durability is another huge selling point. He's been on the field for roughly 98% of his team's snaps, and his career average PFF grade is around 91. 5, he's a 3-time Pro Bowler, and he's only 25 years old, so he's entering his prime. This is exactly the kind of addition that can take a team's offense to the next level, especially considering the Commanders' ongoing rebuild on their offensive line. The rumors suggest that if the Lions are indeed tempted to trade Sewell, they might be looking for high draft capital, perhaps 2 first-round picks, and a chunk of cap space, roughly $26 million, to help them reshape their secondary, which was exposed last season with 245 passing yards allowed per game. Detroit's management is reportedly cautious, knowing that losing Sewell could cause their protection to drop by about 15%, and it could also open up NFC North concerns, especially with the Packers looking to capitalize on any offensive line weaknesses. On the flip side, for Washington, adding Sewell could be a massive boost to their offensive line, which is still very much in a rebuilding phase. The current right tackle situation is a concern. Cosmi, who's been battling injuries, has missed 6 weeks, and his performance grade has hovered around 79. 4 on PFF. But with Sewell anchoring one side, the Commanders could project to have 0 sacks allowed on the right side, significantly improving their pass protection. This in turn would elevate quarterback Sam Howell's performance. His QBR could jump from an already solid 88, 9 to over 94, and his EPA per pass could see an increase of about 17%. That's a huge difference in how effective the offense can be, especially in clutch moments. Furthermore, with Sewell's addition, the Commanders' offensive line could jump from a middle-of-the-pack 25th to a top 10 unit in rushing yards. This opens up more options for their run game, helping to balance their attack and take pressure off Howell. Plus, the team's overall turnover margin could improve, reducing the number of turnovers per game by about 1/5. The impact on the defense is also worth noting. More balanced lines mean less pressure on their secondary, which has struggled at times last season. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. The potential trade could be a huge step toward the Commanders making a serious push for the playoffs and ultimately contending for a Super Bowl. Sewell's presence could be the X-factor in protecting the offense in the playoffs, especially considering his durability and consistency in high-stakes games. His postseason record is impressive, with 0 injuries and a track record of performing under pressure. It's the kind of move that could accelerate Washington's rebuild, giving them a more formidable front to face tough defenses in December and January. On the other hand, Detroit's perspective is clear. They're in a phase of fine-tuning, and trading Sewell might be a strategic move to free up cap space and acquire future assets. With an eye on the 2026 draft and beyond, the Lions could be positioning themselves for a longer-term rebuild, especially if they're willing to part with a cornerstone like Sewell now. The NFL trade deadline, set for November 4th, is looming large, and this could be one of the most talked-about moves leading up to it. As for the odds of a Super Bowl win, Sewell's addition could see Washington's championship odds improve substantially, from around plus 15, 0 to as low as plus 4, 500, should they manage to secure him. His ability to protect the quarterback and boost the run game makes him an invaluable asset in playoff scenarios. Teams that have elite offensive lines often find themselves in the mix deep into January, and Sewell could be that missing piece for Washington to finally break through and make a real Super Bowl run. Looking ahead, the financial side of things is crucial. The Commanders will need to maneuver their cap space wisely to fit Sewell under the cap, which is tight this season. But considering the potential upside, it's a move that could pay off big time. The team's front office has shown willingness to make bold moves when the right opportunity presents itself, and this could be one of those moments. The Lions, meanwhile, are assessing their options, weighing the chance to rebuild with high picks versus maintaining their core for a playoff push. In terms of team history, this isn't the first time Washington has gone after a young, talented offensive lineman to elevate their attack. Remember when they traded for Trent Williams or drafted players like Montez Sweat? Those moves paid dividends, and Sewell could follow suit. His versatility allows him to play both tackle positions if needed, adding even more value to his profile. Fans are excited, of course, but also cautious. A trade of this magnitude involves a lot of moving parts, draft picks, cap space, player negotiations, and nothing is certain until it's announced. Still, the buzz is real, and the potential for Sewell to land in Washington is one of the hottest topics in NFL circles right now. For the Commanders, it's a chance to make a bold statement, to show that they're serious about contending sooner rather than later. For Detroit, it's another chapter in their rebuild story, balancing the desire to compete now with the need to build for the future. And let's not forget, this kind of blockbuster move could ripple across the league, affecting other teams' plans and strategies. The NFC East is already a highly competitive division, with teams like the Eagles and Cowboys making moves of their own. The addition of Sewell to Washington could tilt the balance, giving them an edge in protecting their franchise quarterback and establishing a more dominant offensive identity. All in all, this is shaping up to be one of the most exciting trade stories of the NFL season. Fans of the Commanders should stay tuned, because if this deal goes through, it could be the start of a new era, one where Washington aims to reclaim its place among the league's elite. The next few weeks will be critical, as teams finalize their plans for the stretch run. And for us, the fans, it's about dreaming big, hoping that this move materializes and propels Washington toward that elusive Super Bowl victory. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So what do you think, Commanders fans? Is Sewell the missing piece for this team's Super Bowl dreams? Do you believe the Lions will pull the trigger and trade him? Or will Detroit hold onto their prize tackle to keep their playoff hopes alive? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear all your takes. This is what makes being a fan so exciting, the possibility of witnessing history in the making. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, rumors, and analysis, so stay tuned and keep that passion alive. The season is heating up, and with moves like this potentially on the horizon, the Washington Commanders are gearing up for a wild ride. Let's see how it unfolds, but one thing is for sure, the NFC East is about to get a whole lot more interesting.